Alright, what's up guys, it's Chaos here, and today we are playing F1 2015, a game that's never been on my channel, but it is something that I am wanting to bring to the channel, well basically sort of racing games as such, because if you guys haven't seen my update video, basically I bought myself a brand new steering wheel, which was the Thrustmaster T150, and yeah, so I want to make a little disclaimer before we actually get into the sort of race sort of type thing. Basically, I am not a good driver. I would probably say I'm below amateur, basically. The reason is because I'm not really this used to using a steering wheel, because again, if you haven't seen my update video, I used to play F1 leagues. I used to compete in them, and basically, well, I used what you call a pad. If you're unsure what a pad is, it's basically a controller. That's just all it is. And well, I was pretty good with the pad, and it's a completely different experience, because not only have I not played F1 for about a good 2-3 years, I am not running, well, I'm actually running medium traction control. I used to always run full traction control. I'm running no ABS, and basically it's a completely new environment, because obviously back when I was playing in the leagues, I would always play with all the assists off, and apparently in this game, well, traction control can be kind of an issue. Like all the assists, they can sort of slow you down, but unfortunately, due to the wheel and the nature of the handling in this game, the wheel sort of struggles without any sort of medium traction control. But this is just a lap. I'm about 2.1 seconds off of legendary difficulty pace, but here we go. Here we are for the race, the Australian Grand Prix. We're driving as Kimi Raikkonen. And well, basically I get off to a shocking start. We're trying to get as many places as we possibly can at the start, but unfortunately Danilo Kvyat is going to have us on the start. We try and go down the inside, and we do get past Kvyat and actually slow him up, and I think Ricciardo actually passes Kvyat, but we're still behind Valtteri Bottas. We're probably going to try and dive bomb in into the inside, but then I decided to change my mind, and I just decided to slow the race down, because of course we still got another 5 laps of this race, but he actually goes really slowly on this turn, so I actually go cleanly past his outside, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Felipe Massa goes really slowly as well, so I'm able to go around the outside of him as well, and now we're on for Sebastian Vettel, and I break down, but I actually lock up my rear brakes and end up sliding onto his inside, which then becomes the outside. But unfortunately, because he has the inside line, he's actually going to have a lot more pace than us, but he actually pulls off to the right here, so he actually kind of opens up the outside, so we probably could have taken him there. But this corner here was probably my my nightmare, because I could never get the power down as quick as I possibly could. I kept slipping up my wheels. But we skipped to the end of the lap, and we are now right behind Sebastian Vettel. Now he goes really slowly. I actually almost hit the wall here, and I set the fuel mixture to rich, and we're basically going to go for it. With the power of the slipstream in this game, basically with that combined with rich fuel mix, it's easy to get past anyone on my straight, and he really doesn't put up much of a fight. He does sort of hold it around the outside, so I have to leave a little bit of a gap, but apart from that, we get past him nice and easily. But you might notice I've actually put it into rich mix fuel. Basically I tried to put it in as standard, and in the process of trying to switch it back, I ended up locking up the brakes, and that probably could have turned out a lot worse, but I'm able to put it back into standard. But now we skip all the way to lap 3. We've been basically putting in some qualifying laps, and we're now right behind Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton, both driving from Mercedes, if you don't know Formula 1, and basically they're considered the dominance of F1, especially in F1 2015, but fortunately, these guys are on medium AI, because I basically suck at this game that much. I mean, I probably could have played on hard, but, you know, that's kind of a stretch, because I'm still about 3 seconds off of legendary pace, and I kind of want to get to that pace before I actually start jumping into some legendary AI difficulties. But as you can see, we are now trying to get past Nico Rosberg, and look, he pulls straight from the outside onto the inside, and he almost collides with us. We have to actually slow down quite rapidly. Good reaction times. I'm quite proud of me watching that back, because that could have gotten even worse. But you're probably noticing that I actually have a driving line on. This was actually before the time trial at the very start of the video, so this was actually before then. I'm actually still playing with the racing line on, just because I have no idea of the braking zones. It's been so long, and the braking zones have all changed. But now we're still coming up behind them. We'll pop into the rich fuel mix, and we've actually got the DRS. If you're not sure what DRS is, it's basically like the rear wing sort of opens up to allow for less drag, and basically allows you to go faster. But you can only use DRS if you're 1 second behind the car in front. But as you see, we kind of collide with Lewis Hamilton, and we actually lock up the brakes, and we end up colliding with Lewis Hamilton. We actually pull back a little bit to let the two of them pass, and Nico Rosberg is just easily really happy with that, because he just goes flying past on the outside. A little mistake by me, because I tried to sort of push it down the right hand side, but unfortunately I kind of locked up my brakes. But we're still in the pace, because, well, they're on medium AI, and they really aren't that very great compared to what my pace is. I'm right behind them, and I'm still trying to push. To this point, I'm still pushing for this race win. Usually this kind of race, if it was like a 100% race and there's only 2 laps to go, I may even consider popping it down to lean mix and just sort of coast the car to the race end, because of course if you try and push the car too much, you can end up causing you to DNF and whoever you collide with. But we're coming through the S-bends, and look at how slowly these two cars come through. Lewis Hamilton just not a snail's pace. We actually looked down the outside of Nico Rosberg, but unfortunately he actually closed that gap and we have to slow up. But I'm not really that cautious about this, because I know that I'm going to have rich mix for the straight, and I'm going to have DRS because I've just passed the DRS activation zone. Well, not the activation zone, detection zone, that's what I'm trying to say. All we need to do is get a pretty good exit. We actually sort of undercut him here. He kind of goes a little bit deep into the corner, and we're actually able to get a really good exit, get the DRS open. We're into rich mix fuel, and the combination of that and slipstream, there's literally no defending against it. As you can see, we pulled to the inside. Nico Rosberg has absolutely no chance. We even get past him and are able to get back onto the racing line. That's how dominant we can be. But we're coming down into turn 3. We actually make the same mistake again. We don't actually switch the fuel mixture, but we end up just locking up anyway. We actually go really deep, but apart from that, that was basically kind of it. The race was sort of over. We almost collided with the wall at the very end there, but we then pop into race mix, and it was just a race to the checker flag. Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton still behind us, but apart from that, that was basically the end of the race. Pretty enjoyable race, but I want to say something about this little animation. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, this is so poorly edited. Like, that sort of camera shot, oh, that's the car that took him there. But look how excited Kimi Raikkonen looks there. If you know anything about F1, this is the most enthusiastic he'll be ever. Like, this is like him on drugs or something like this. Because Kimi Raikkonen is never like that happy. Like, that right there is what Kimi Raikkonen is like. Just wipe away the smile, and that's sort of like, oh, yeah, good win, lads. Just, yeah. Look at him, he's smiling and waving. He's never done that in his life. But yeah, those are the final race results. So yeah, that was basically the end of the video. So, no, that is the end of the video. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, make sure to press the like button. I have one more F1 2015 video, only that'll be Kevin Magnussen in the Canadian Grand Prix. That's a lot more exciting to watch than this one, because I was basically so dominant. And I was actually recorded before this Grand Prix, but as you can see, looking through the race incidents, nothing too major. But yeah, that's everything from me. My name is Chaos, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everyone.